Anytime you get your hands on one of these $100 bills, it's probably already a good day, am I right? Grandma sends you a birthday card and a hundo pops out, or maybe you had a nice scratch-off lotto win. But in any case, it's already a good day. How can you beat that? Well, if you keep watching this video, I'm going to tell you a few subtle things to look for on these bills that could make your $100 bill worth a heck of a lot more than just $100.
Whatnot is the sponsor of today's video. Thank you for your support.
Hello everybody, Silverpicker here, and in today's video I'm going to tell you how to determine which $100 bills are worth the big bucks or bigger bucks. I mean, this is already a pretty big buck, but I'm talking tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and which ones you're better off just spending or saving or turning into gold or silver, or you get the idea. To understand what to look for, we first need to know what the three main criteria are that contribute to a bill being worth more than its face value. The first is rarity. Usually, the fewer bills printed in a given year or series, the more desirable the bill is. 2, condition. Does the bill look crisp and new and beautiful, or does it look like it came out of a freshly laundered pair of jeans? And 3 is the serial number. Does it have just a random string of numbers as the serial number, or is there some beauty to the pattern that's generally referred to by collectors as being a fancy serial number? Later on in the video, I'm going to share with you a few additional things that can make these bills worth even more. So you definitely want to continue watching because that'll come later on. Or fast forward until you get to the good stuff. But I encourage you to watch the whole thing. So why don't we take a look at 7 $100 bills that are worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars that you can find in your wallet today and make a boatload of money. The first bill that we're going to look at combines 2 of those criteria that we talked about earlier: condition and a fancy serial number. In terms of condition, this bill is exquisite. It's graded a 65 EPQ. Now remember, grading coins and bills is out of 70, not 100. So 65 out of 70 is an incredible grade. But for an ordinary bill, that wouldn't be enough to give it a high ticket price tag. However, this bill, if you look at its serial number, is also a fancy serial number. It is a binary. It uses just 2 digits, ones and zeros. But on top of that, it's also what's known as a radar note. It's like a palindrome. The number can be read both forwards and backwards exactly the same. So this has a very, very fancy serial number, as well as it being incredible condition, and that's what led this bill to selling at Heritage Auctions for $4,320. A bill from 2006 that sold for a 43x return over face value. Wow. The second bill is even newer than the last. It's a 2013 series. These are bills that you can actually find in circulation. And this particular one is both an incredible grade, it's a 66 out of 70, and it's also a fancy serial number, this one called a ladder note, where it goes in ascending order from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 8. And this bill sold for a whopping $4,530. And by the way, you can look for fancy serial numbers on any denomination of bill, and I actually have a comprehensive guide to fancy serial numbers in a video that you can check out in the card over here or linked in the description box below. And for our third $100 bill that you can find in your wallet and make tons and tons of money, we'll look at another fancy serial number. This one is called a solid because it's a solid row of the same number. In this case, all 8s. And that's what made this bill sell for over $5,000, $5,640 to be precise. Now the next bill we're looking at combines all 3 criteria that we talked about earlier: rarity, condition, and a fancy serial number. Well, sort of, and I'll explain why it's sort of in a second. In terms of its condition, this is the best condition bill we've looked at so far. It has a grade of 68 out of 70. In terms of the fancy serial number, well, it's obvious to you experts now, it has an ascending ladder starting at 2 and ending at 9. But what makes it rare is that red stamp on the front and back of the bill that says the word specimen. Now, to the untrained eye, you might think that that's just like a rubber stamp that somebody put on and has no meaning whatsoever. But to the seasoned collector, they understand that that was actually printed on there by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, because these bills were used as samples, and they were sent out to the different Federal Reserve banks and given to other people that needed to understand what the new design of these bills looked like. So these bills are very rare, and that's why this bill sold for over $7,000. Yes, $7,000 at auction for a $100 bill. But when I said that this only sort of fits all 3 criteria, is that while it is a fancy serial number, all of the specimens have the exact same fancy serial number, which makes it quite a bit less rare. Now, I bet most of you have already run to your dressers or wallets and are feverishly checking away at all your $100 bills to see if you've got a rare one. But I am here to tell you that there are better ways to increase your odds of finding a really, really rare $100 bill in circulation. And that is through what collectors call bank strap searching. Essentially, it's like a little bit of like a collectibles life hack where you go to the bank and you withdraw as many bills as you want. So in this case, let's say you wanted to take out $10,000 in $100 bills, you would withdraw it from your account, go home, look through all the different bills, looking for the fancy serial numbers, the ones in incredible condition, or the rare years or series. You take those out, and then everything else you deposit back into your account. So effectively, you've now gotten all these really collectible, rare, and valuable bills for face value, with zero risk whatsoever. However, if you're a collector and you don't want to go through all that hassle, there's another great way to get your hands on some of these incredible, rare $100 bills and plenty of other coins, and that is through the sponsor of today's video, Whatnot. If you don't know what Whatnot is an incredible live video auction platform in which bidders and sellers come together in real time to buy and sell all sorts of cool collectibles. Obviously, I'm mostly into coins, currency, and precious metals, but they've got everything. They've got trading cards, sports cards, comic books, video games, even sneakers. Basically, if you collect it, they have it. And if you use my link, whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker to download the app, not only do you get access to the incredible platform for free, but you also get $15 in Whatnot credit to spend on anything you want. And at all of my auctions, I always have tons and tons of silver coins in the buy it now for 15 bucks or less. So you're all but guaranteed to get silver coins for free if you use my link and come to one of my auctions. But definitely don't sleep on this offer because it will not last forever. That's whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker. Download the app. It's a lot of fun. I guarantee that much. Okay, now back to $100 bills. And the next one is really cool because it is unique. There's literally only one of them. Also, again, sort of. This bill is not a rare date. It's from 2013, so you could definitely find something like this in circulation. It is in really good condition, but what makes it so valuable is its incredible fancy serial number. It has the serial number of 1. Yes, it is the first bill in that series. So I said that it is unique, sort of, in the sense that even for a given year, each series has its own, well, series of serial numbers. So there are several bills that are number 1 per year, but for each series, there's only one, and that makes them exceedingly rare and exceedingly desirable. And that's what made this one sell for $15,600. That is a year of rent in some cities. We got 2 more bills to go, and they are both serious heavy hitters. And the first one is a very rare and very old one. It's from 1934. It's a 1934D. It's in really nice condition, but it's ungraded. It's ungraded. This is something that, yeah, it will be hard to find in circulation, but not impossible. And it is a star note. Now, I'm not going to go in depth into what star notes are, but you can see there's a little star next to the serial number. If you want to learn more about star notes, I've got a whole video on it in the card over here or linked in the description below. But basically, because this bill is rare, it's old, it's a star note, and it's in good condition, this one sold for $19,550. That is absolutely wild. Please put in the comments below what you would spend $19,550 on if you were to find this bill out in the wild. I would love to hear the cool stuff that you guys would buy. And finally, the last note we're looking at is the oldest and rarest note that we are going to be looking at today. It is a 1928 Philadelphia Federal Reserve note, and it is in spectacular condition. It's rare, it's in spectacular condition, and it sold at auction for, wait for it, $28,200. Yes, $28,200 for a $100 bill. So now you've seen a whole bunch of examples of really rare $100 bills that are worth a lot of money, and you know the 3 core criteria for determining whether your bill is worth a lot of money. So now that you've got a rare bill, what do you do with it? Well, you're already ahead of the game because, well, you have me. If you think that you have a very rare $100 bill, you can message me on Instagram at @thesilverpicker, send me a picture, and ask me a question. I'm happy to help you. Now, like I always caveat in all my videos, you gotta put in a little legwork first. Don't just send me a grainy picture of a $100 bill that came out of the wash and say, is it worth money? No, take the time to look for it, understand the criteria in the video, and say, hey, I think this bill is worth money, I've done this kind of research, and now I'd love to see your expert opinion. So definitely message me on Instagram at @thesilverpicker. You should probably be following me there anyway, and I'm more than happy to help you out. So anyway, I've had a ton of fun making this video. I've got a lot more videos in this series all about currency and coins that you can find hiding in your wallet worth a ton of money. So definitely check out the playlist. It's linked below, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. I've got a lot more awesome stuff coming down the pike, so stay tuned, and until then, Silverpicker out. A huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons. If you're not yet a patron, join the Patreon, the links are below, and you'll get access to my private Discord group in which all sorts of collectors come together to talk shop, talk coins, and just have a good time.